Hey there, it's Stephanie from Hugs, Kisses, and Snot, and we're back with another installment of Hugs, Kisses, and Friends chat show. And I have with me my friend Mary from maryfarthing.com.
Hello.
She writes a great blog called Mary Quite Contrary.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I love that name.
Thank you.
Why'd you pick that name?
Because I am quite contrary. And after years and years of being asked if I was quite contrary because of the nursery rhyme, I looked up the word and really dug into the meaning of it and realized it fit. So
Perfect.
So
So
there I
embrace it. You embraced it.
Exactly. I did. And it gives me license to talk about pretty much anything I want to talk about.
Good. Which is what we're talking about today is blogging.
Right.
I mean, there's probably a cajunting million. Is that a word? That's a number.
It is now.
That's a number. There's how many bloggers are there out there? Like
There's got to be
a
million.
bazillion.
At least. You search for just about everything. There's a blog that's talking about it.
Yeah. So one of the things that many bloggers, it's like a mystery of how to find that audience, how to connect. Everybody's like, well, how do you make money blogging? And what were you saying about?
You have a day job because you can't really make money blogging. There are some people who have a lot of ads, and that's usually what will cause any revenue on your blog is ads or sponsored posts. For ads, it's based on click-through and not... Do you ever click on ads on a blog?
Never.
So-
Never. And if you do have ads, like AdSense or one of Federated Media or whatever, you have to have some serious traffic.
Right.
Serious traffic.
And I know
Which
I
most
have
bloggers do
29
not.
followers, so... Fingers crossed I'll get to 30.
In about 5 years, you're going to hit that $100 threshold. They won't deposit it. AdSense won't deposit it into your bank account until you reach $100 threshold. Well, 10 years later, woo!
Holler. And the other way you can do it is by sponsored posts, but that kind of, you're pimping products.
Yep.
And
If you do too much, then all of a sudden, it's like,
That's
you
all.
become known as just like,
your blog is a commercial.
yeah.
Or you make things and sell them.
It doesn't feel, it's hard to feel really authentic and do a lot of sponsored posts.
It is.
Like I can understand here and there.
Right. There's a place for it. I've done product
Definitely.
reviews of things that I really like. And that's something that you can choose to do or not to do depending on if you have the opportunities for people to send you things that you want to review. If you just want to say, hey, I have this book, this coffee cup, a phone that I really, really like. Here's why I like it.
Yeah.
And promote things on your own.
You can be authentic that way. But
Right.
but if you're just going to do sponsor post after sponsor post, then I think you should define yourself as a product reviewer,
Right. Not so much a blogger.
not so much a blogger or a mom blogger or a foodie or whatever. Then
It's a
you've just
balance.
you've become a product reviewer, which there's a place for those things
Absolutely. I know some of the mommy bloggers, like the OG mommy bloggers, the ones that started this whole movement, they've become product ambassadors. And they are the name and the face for products online. And that's fantastic. That's a great way to parlay this blogging into money. But again, there's millions of us.
too. Right.
And the ones that get that opportunity, unfortunately, can be few and far between. So we have to work together.
Yeah. Right, because I've been to blogging conferences with the SITS girls, and they talk about how to make money, but there's no formula. There's no magic formula. There's nothing that you can do that's going to make it happen.
No. Unless your blogging leads to something else like a book.
Yeah.
Or a product that you
Yes.
have created, something that you
That's
sell.
one thing they talk a lot about is that there's never one stream of revenue. I
Right.
mean, you've got to have your finger in a ton of different pies.
Right.
Like you said, lead to a book deal or doing an online book, or maybe it's going to lead to some other writing for other publications or blog or other blog, freelance stuff. So anyway,
And that's one thing that blogging takes time. It's a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to write well. And you're putting yourself on the internet. People can see you, see your words. if you want to turn your blogging into something that makes money, you need to write well.
Yeah.
That you can't underestimate. And yes, I'm an editor. However, you can't underestimate the power of well-written words, and that gives you legitimacy.
And that's one thing I think any blogger who's done their research about how to blog well is there's always like this content is king. Like you're going to read that all over the place, which leads me into another thing that seems like a mystery to many bloggers is SEO. You know, they say, well, okay, SEO, this is what you need to do for your SEO, but content is king because you can't write for the computer, you can't write for the SEO bots, you have to write for real people, and Google will know if you're not writing for real people, but you still have to do SEO. But content is king. So which one is it?
And the problem with that is it started off, I think, as a genuinely legitimate way to track who's getting to the pages, who's getting the most views, what is bringing them to your pages. But then people started to manipulate that. And they started to say, well, oh, this word is bringing people, more traffic, or there's a lot of people searching for this term, so I'm going to put that term in my metadata, the behind the scenes tags that go into your post, and make people go to my site instead. And the more people manipulate their data, the more Google says, well, we're going to change it, so you can't do that.
Right.
So now you have people that say, well, here's how you shuck and jive and get all of your data in order so you can get hits, when really I think the most important thing is to just write really well.
Yeah. Well, because if you can't keep up with how quickly Google is changing the way the game is played.
And as soon as you change the structure of your posts and your tags or keywords, they're going to change the rules.
Yes, so that reminds me, okay, so for instance, I have the Yoast plugin where at the end, underneath my post, when I'm writing a post, they want you to put your keyword, they want you to put your meta description, they want you to put, keywords in all your photos, they have all this long list of tips of how to get a green light on your SEO, your Yoast SEO.
Right.
So the naivety of me, like months ago when I put the Yoast plugin, I'm thinking, oh, maybe my traffic will go up because I'm doing my SEO and I'm following these tips and I'm following these rules. Like I'm trying to be a rule follower. Did my traffic go up?
No,
not a bit.
I am not a rule follower. I just want to write things about stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
Right, me too.
And
yeah.
I don't care. I want people to read it because I think I've got something to say, and occasionally I say it in an eloquent fashion that other people might enjoy. However, I don't want to have to manipulate people to come and find my writing. If you find it and you like it, then that's good. I like the serendipity of it.
Yes. Yeah, it's really difficult to be authentic and really tell your own story if you feel like the whole time I have to write for this tip. I have to write, I have to put in headings, and I have to, make sure I have my keyword in the first paragraph and then scatter throughout and outbound links and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's difficult to be authentic.
It is.
And so, it's kind of this balancing act of, okay, you want to be authentic to yourself, but how badly do you want 10,000 followers?
Right. And what is that going to get you?
Yeah.
And how do you know if they're legitimate followers?
A warm, fuzzy feeling in your heart? What do you mean one's going to get you?
Give a dog. Hug your dog. That's your warm and fuzzy.
I think that's a huge hurdle that bloggers have to get over is feeling like number of followers, number of likes, number of comments defines your success as a blogger.
Yeah.
Because you have these like bloggers that are up here while the rest of us are down here, who we're all sort of measuring ourselves against, which I hate. Because wonderful for those women. I'm not taking away their glory or their hard work or whatever, that they have, 6-figure followers.
Right.
That's wonderful for them. But I don't think it should be a litmus test for the rest of us to measure our own success.
I think what we can do is look at some of those women and see what they're doing that resonates with people. And I would say pretty much 99.9% of the time, they're just very authentic and honest. That little tiny fraction, it might be, machine driven. They've got a machine behind them that's helping to push them to success. But
Right.
almost all the time, it's just they're very honest and they're very authentic. And I know when I've tried to write for SEO, nobody read the posts. They kind of flopped. The ones that I wrote that were completely just, out of the gut,
Yeah.
just sat down and did the word vomit thing, they were the ones that resonated with people. That's what
Yeah.
people connect with, is honesty and authenticity.
Yeah. It's a lot of good information. Okay. Well, thanks for watching.